The following training is sponsored by the Niagara Library System. We serve our member libraries in Niagara, Orleans, and Genesee counties. Please visit your local library homepage and use your library card to get access to streaming videos, downloadable music, audiobooks, ebooks, and even more from the comfort of your own home. Thank you. Hello, good to see everyone today. We will be talking more about the STEAM library. I'm pointing that way because the library to me is that way. And in the meantime, I did want to mention, I don't know if everybody knows this or whatnot, but anyone in New York State who's a New York State resident can get a library card to the New York Public Library. That's why we're starting here on this particular page. It's NYPL.org, so NewYorkPublicLibrary.org. Right here at the top, there's a link that says Get a Library Card. So when we click that, it tells us we can get a free library card today. We can apply for a library card, and New York residents ages 13 and older can get a digital library card through their online card application to gain an array of digital access to an array of digital resources. With the digital card, what they're calling the digital card is really, it's the only card that I use. I do actually have a physical card, like I have a Niagara card, but I've only used it to access their ebooks and resources. So let's go ahead and click the online card application link. Once we do that, we're prompted again, we have to be 13 or older, we have to live, work, attend school, or pay property taxes in New York State, and we can get a free card. So we do. I'm older than 13, I live here, I pay property tax. Okay, so let me click Get Started, and I would just go ahead and fill in the information. Let me go ahead and fill this in, and then when I click Next, let me come back and see what's going on with this. Okay, so I went through and it prompted me for things like an email address like you saw on the first screen, and then my home address. And now I can customize my account. I can actually create a username and a password. I am accustomed to actually going in with my actual library card number. So I don't have a username and password, but this would be like any other username. And I'd probably use or attempt to use my email or part of my email address as it. And of course, you have to always check if the username is available. So that is a unique identifier for you so that you don't necessarily have to always have your card with you. Or if you're a nerd like me, you don't have to memorize your card number. So then, of course, we have to create a password, verify the password, and then we have to choose a home library. And I believe that years ago when I applied for an NYPL account, I just picked whatever library popped up first on the list. So I think my home library is somewhere in Brooklyn. I've never been there before, but that's okay. And it does say that you can skip this step and update it at any point. So that's good. And of course, then I would have to click yes, I accept the terms and conditions. Since I already have an NYPL card, I don't actually want to go through all of these steps. But once you did, you would click next and then fill in whatever they showed in the next form. And once you do that and you get a library card number, then you can actually start borrowing items from the New York Public Library. So you walk through these steps and you get a library card number, then you can start borrowing digital items. Now, remember, especially with the digital items, they're great because there's no fines, there's no fees, there's nothing to actually return. So it's not like you have to go down to New York City to get these items. You would simply borrow it from the ebook or what they call the digital collection. They have movies, comic books, all kinds of stuff. So let's go back to the main page. And once you get your library card number, you establish your username and your password, how can you get items? Let's find out. Back here at the main page for NYPL, I'm going to go right here to books/movies/music, right? So I'm going to click there. What they have is they have the library's app, Simply E, and we can actually go through, they talk about new arrivals, ebook central. That actually is interesting to me. So let me see what's going on here. I'm going to keep scrolling down. new arrivals, they have recommendations, newspapers, magazines, and databases, movies, and videos. Now, again, this is interesting. So they have DVDs, okay, so physical copies, and then they have Overdrive. So what I'm going to do first off, actually, is I'm going to scroll back up to the top, and I'm going to actually log in with my NYPL card and the PIN that I have. So once I log in, let's see where it lands from there. So when I logged in, it took me into my actual account page. And what I did was I clicked again on the books, movies, music link, and so came back here. And what I'm going to do, I have not seen, now I've browsed the ebooks before and we can do that, but I'm curious down here about these where it has movies and videos, and it's got Overdrive, explore popular movies in the Overdrive Collection alongside ebooks and audiobooks. So I'm going to click that link. Here I am at the main page now for the New York Public Library Overdrive Collection. So this is, it looks like through Overdrive, they have their ebooks, audiobooks, and movies. So you can see here, for example, the Imitation Game, that's a movie. It says right there, video. This one says video here. These are actually arranged, it looks like, by videos first, because that's the link I clicked, it looks like. And it says available now. It also says, interestingly, over here, there's another sign in link. So I'm going to go ahead and sign in again with the same NYPL card and the PIN that I have with it. I got an interesting message. My library card has expired. Now, what does that mean exactly? It means that I have to reaffirm that I actually still live or work in New York State or whatnot. So what I'm going to actually do now is, since it says now that it's expired, I'm going to see what I need to do to actually renew my card number to say, yes, I still live here, I still work here or go to school or whatever it is that qualifies me for the NYPL card. So let me go again to the main library page, and I am going to look specifically for expired library card, or how to renew my library card. Remember, I'm putting this kind of in quotes because there's no fines, there's no fees. There's actually nothing to renew. It's just to say, hey, I still qualify for a card, okay? Interestingly enough, what I did was I went back to the main catalog. When I go back to the catalog, I'm actually still logged in and everything according to the NYPL is fine. I came back here to the Overdrive, the NYPL Overdrive catalog, and I put in my card number again, and I put in its password, and came up with the library card has expired. So what I did was I then clicked right here, let me scroll this up, I clicked right here on the help link. Once I clicked on the help link, it popped up with, in a new tab, a message has been sent to the email address we have on record for you. Please follow the instructions to reset your PIN or password. If you do not receive an email, you must present valid identification in person. So let's see what's going on. All right, so since my card, it says that it's expired, I'm sure what I have to do is actually go ahead and provide proof that I still qualify for an NYPL card. That is probably going to involve me emailing or whatnot, so let me see if I can find that. As I poked around, once I clicked help, it actually just redirected me to reset my PIN or password, whichever one you set, and I didn't actually need help with that. So this help link led me in the wrong direction, which is okay, that happens. So I just didn't reset it. Okay, so I went around and I poked around and closed a whole bunch of tabs, and now I'm back here again at the start, and I was looking for something that says contact us or a question mark or something like that, and it says here get help. So I'm going to click on that link, and hopefully what this will do is I'm looking for a way to actually contact either over the phone or via email. I'm looking for a way to contact somebody in the library so that they can revalidate my card, because I believe that's what happened when it says it's expired. And it's interesting, so even though one account doesn't say it's expired. The account that I actually use, the Overdrive, says that it is. So I need to get that fixed. What that means is I'm going to need to contact someone at the library. So let me click right up here on the Get Help link. When I click on Get Help, there's stuff on using the library, getting the library card, whatnot. And then right here it says Contact Us. And I kind of looked around and it does say Ask NYPL right here. I was looking for a link, and our librarians are here to help. So email, chat, phone, or text. So I'm going to click Ask NYPL. And because now this is interesting to me, because I do fall within the time frame Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., I'm going to try for a live chat. Let's see what happens. So we're chatting right now, okay? And she's asked, may I have your library card number? So I'm going to go ahead and put that in. So Lisa says that she has extended my library card until the end of January there on of 2022. She corrected myself. She had me a little panic there because I'm like, I can't use it. But I will have to email a valid ID with my current address and my library card to the email there. It's patronaccounts@nypl.org. And once I do that, then the people at Patron Accounts will go and validate for another, I believe it's another 2 years or so. And that's it. So, okay, so I said goodbye to Lisa. She said that she did extend my card for temporarily, so about 2 months. So let me see if I can actually find a movie or something I might be interested in. Let's see if it actually, my library card now works. So I'm going to go immediately again to Books, Movies, or Music and Movies. I'm going to go again to Overdrive. And once I'm here, I'm going to click Sign In. Let me sign in again. Okay, so I signed in and I am in my account now. It did not give me the error message. So let me see. I'm going to pick the first one here. I actually have already seen this particular movie. The Imitation Games, great movie about the cracking of the Enigma code from World War II. So if I click on the movie poster, right, it tells me here the Imitation Game, and it gives me the larger size, 1 of 2 copies available, and it gives me the description here, right, and tells me about Alan Turing. If you had asked me the name, I would not know, but if you told me, I would have been able to say his name. So I get the opportunity to either borrow it outright or watch a sample, which I assume is like the trailer, but I'm going to try and borrow it, and let me just see what happens here. When I go to borrow it, it gives me the Imitation Game. It's a video, borrow for, and I have a couple choices. I can borrow for 3 days, 5 days, or 7 days. Now, this becomes important because with anything that you borrow from the library, there's a set amount that you can borrow per card, per cycle. Sometimes the cycle, I believe the cycle runs every 30 days and then it resets itself. So if you think you're like, oh yes, and I want it right now, and you're gonna borrow it right away and then watch it, we can go for 3 days. If you wanted to leave it at 5 days, of course you can. If you want to extend your borrowing period to 7 days, you can do that too. So I'm going to click 3 days, and I'm going to click borrow. Okay, once I borrow it, it tells me that the Imitation Game expires on December 3rd, 3 days from now, or 48 hours after the first play. All right. I can borrow 2 more titles. This is for the videos. And I'm wondering if I click Watch Now in Browser, I just want to see what happens. Why not? Okay, it pops up. I don't want to... All right, so believe it or not, the movie is on right now. I don't want to show anything or get any kind of strike or anything against me here. So just show this is the black screen, which is fine. And the introduction came on. And so what I did was I just clicked in the middle of the screen, and that gives me the pause. So it just started, the movie came on and started playing. Now, you can't see this on the screen, but I have a scroll bar on the side. So if I scroll down, when I scroll down, it gives me information at the bottom, and then when I move my mouse around the screen, it comes up with a little timeline down here, okay? And again, on this timeline, you get things like you can go to your full screen, you can actually choose your captions from here as well, which is great, and you can now watch the movie. Now, also, interestingly, this is my first play. So even though I borrowed the movie for 3 days, this is considered my first play. So I literally have 48 hours from now, the time I first started, first play, to now when it will expire and it will return itself, right? Remember, there's no fines, there's no fees, there's nothing to actually physically return. So this is a fantastic thing, and it gives you, it allows you to not only have your home library card, but then it extends your digital collection to movies and videos, music, that is all available from the New York Public Library. So with that, I will end this video here, and I have a lot of editing to do because there's a lot of very quiet parts in here, but I had some fun doing this, and I found out that my library card expired, so now I can get that fixed. All right, take care. Good seeing you all, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye now.